Hello, I'm Anthony Johnson, and I'm going to be talking about three topics that are very important to me with this during this lecture. The first is youth violence. The next one is education, and finally, our political system and the failure that is occurring that's hurting millions of Americans. The first topic is youth violence. So we live in a country where we're talking about youth violence as if it's a new phenomenon, but it is not a new phenomenon. Youth violence has been going on for decades in this country, in particular in the black and brown communities. It appears that the media talks about these issues not because it's alarming and it's disturbing, but because it sells. People are glued to their TVs every day. They're glued to their social medias every day when they see violence that our children are participants in. So that's one of the failures. We're failing because we look at them as adults, we look at the youth that's engaging in these violent behaviors as nothing more than entertainment, like it's a TV show or a cable network show, instead of sitting down and trying to figure out what's going on. The number one thing we should be doing with that, though, is having them, the youth, at the table. See, you can go and look at hundreds and hundreds of books and volumes and scholarly journals that's telling the reader of why children act out the way they do. They say there's the socioeconomics, they talk about the educational issues, they talk about the failure of the judicial system, but they never talk about the youth. They never talk to the youth about it. Studies have shown that when sociologists have gone and said, hey, I want to talk directly to the youth and find out what makes them engage in this behavior, what makes their generation. Because in many instances, when these sociologists and these psychiatrists and psychologists talk to the youth, they realize that it's not the youth that they're talking to that's engaging in the behavior, but they have friends who do this. And that they are more troubled, the youth are more troubled at the actions of their friends and family than we as adults are, and that they don't look at it as an entertainment issue. They look at it as a deeply troubling issue that they wish they had the answers to. Some do, and when they have that opportunity to step up and be heard, their voices are loud and clear. And then that's where we fail at, because again, as adults, we fail, because we're still enamored with the violence. We're enamored with the judicial system that there is two Americas in this country, whether people like it or not. There are two Americas, one in which the wealthy is for the wealthy and the other one is for the poor. And the thing is, when people hear two Americas, they always think we're talking about race. It's not always race, because you can be black, Latino, Native American, Latino, I just said Latino, Caucasian, and wealthy. So the judicial system is going to be okay for you. But when you're black, white, Latino, Native American, Asian American, and you're poor, 9 out of 10 times that judicial system is not going to work for you. Now, when you take those ethnic groups that I just talked about with our youth and put them in front of a judge, unfortunately, the judge will make their decisions based upon race. So that's another area that we failed with the youth violence. Youth violence begets poverty, illiteracy, unemployment, high crime in a community that these youth live in. So when you have the four horsemen of the apocalypse in those communities, then this is what we're basically becoming. This is becoming an everyday occurrence. So we have to figure out solutions and begin to implement them. Because if we don't implement them, then this entertainment of violence among our youth will continue.